Welcome into the Banter. New location on YouTube. If you're... Why? It's already green.
But that's like our thing.
It's green. We're fine.
For the first episode on its own channel, we're going to do something completely different than we've ever done in the Banter before.
Welcome into the Banter. First episode on the new YouTube channel. The audio... If you're listening on audio, then nothing changed for you. You're still getting this in your same sweet ears as the week before. But if you're listening on...
Unless your ears changed.
If you're watching on the TubeU, then welcome. You found our secret channel called the Banter Podcast.
Brand new set.
Same new set, new everything, man. Our whole life actually.
If you want to see our new set,
week.
if you're listening on audio and you want to see our new set, just pop over to YouTube. Give it a like. Whenever you like it, the set changes.
Whenever you like it, the set that looks the exact same as every week before.
And whenever you share it,
changes.
Then it looks different because you're looking on your friends.
Do you ever get those on like TikTok and stuff?
Like I can't believe they just made this like happen where like now it makes a noise or does this whenever you hit the like button. Should I just throw one of those tweets out there like right now and see how many it gets by the end of this episode?
You could try it.
It's very funny.
Or like the one I always saw was...
If you pause this at the right time, then...
People would hide stuff behind like the like or the...
It was on
TikTok.
TikTok.
They'd hide it behind the like or the follow button. So like if you clicked it, it would like do something you could like see behind. I don't know.
My grandma posts these things on Facebook all the time, and it's always like if you really like me and you really care about me, then you're gonna share this because this needs to get out so that everybody can see it.
Those things have a chokehold.
And then at the end,
it's
just like because she just shared it, and grandma stopped doing that.
Now, before
grandma has also fallen into a lot of email scams.
We'll talk about email scams in a second. Before we get too much farther into the episode, I want to hear from our sponsors today. Trevor, why don't you tell us about Double G?
Well, let me just tell you about Double G. Oh, this is perfect. I have a bag right here. Double G Jerky is one of the best disc golf snacks you can have, or just for any activity, since we are just on the Banter right now. They have a bunch of different flavors. They've got this one here, Smash Crack Pepper. Hot Boom Sauce is another great one. Garlic Lover's Dream is one I enjoy a bunch. And Teriyaki is probably my favorite. Double G has a portion of this that go to the Double G Children's Foundation that they have, where they donate towards the effort of disc golf for like the youth. They also, if you buy one of the Paul Macbeth Foundation bags or flavors, the McBeast Barbecue being one of those, they will give a part of the proceeds to the Paul Macbeth Foundation. Double G Jerky right now, you can use code Foundation and get 10% off your order. If you want to try this out, they have a lot of different flavors and awesome things. Also, I'm not wearing my hat right now, but a lot of times you'll see me on the channel wearing a Double G Jerky hat, and that's another thing you can check out. If you are into the disc golf scene, another thing they offer is a smaller package that you can use for player packs. So yeah, make sure to check out Double G Jerky. Big fan. Remember to use code Foundation. You get 10% off of this delicious jerky.
Or you can get the max weight bags, which are massive.
Yeah, the max weight bags.
Max weight's only one flavor, right?
It's original. It's a max weight original, but it's one of the Paul Macbeth Foundation ones, and it's huge. It's like twice the size of this bag. It's massive. Yeah, Double G Jerky.
There you go. Shout out Double G. Now, back to email scams. I don't remember what I was going to say, but email after last week's, or 2 weeks ago now, last week's hacking, I'm way more terrified of emails than ever before. I got an email yesterday or 2 days ago from a company, and it turns out I'm pretty sure this company's legit, but it just was, they were reaching out because of my Twitter or my Instagram. I forget which one. I think it was my Instagram. And it was like, it said like something about a collab with Dick's Sporting Goods and Walter Hagen. And I was like, all right, that's a stretch. Like, that's not real. And then it just said like, to view this to view the deal, sign into your account here.
Oh my gosh,
and I was like, this is the most obvious scam I've ever seen. This is ridiculous. And then it like went through like these other bullet points. And I was like, but it had like the company brand at the bottom. I was like, let me search this company. Like, what comes up when you go to their website? And so I
Walter
did
Hagen?
it. No.
Oh, I was gonna say
it was I don't want to say the brand. It's not a brand name. It's like a marketing agency's name. I don't want to out them because I thought it was an obvious scam, and it's just how they were doing business apparently. But I like didn't want to click on that link for obvious reasons. So I went to their website. And I like scrolled through and I like verified it on multiple different places. Like, No, this is like, that is real. It's one of those websites where like basically I think like Dick's Sporting Goods / Walter Hagen pays them a bunch of money and wants like X amount of engagement, and then they just send that out to like 15,000 accounts or who knows how much.
Did you take the deal?
No. Well, it wasn't, because it was one of those things where like you have to apply to the deal. You see what I'm saying? It was one of those things where like they're just trying to get more creators in their database, and then you like would have to submit like a proposal and everything.
Lame.
But once I like clicked through, because then so I clicked through, I didn't click the link in my email.
Yeah.
Terrified of that. I just went to, first thing I did was I signed out of all foundation accounts on my phone before I even went to their website. Because I was like, I am not messing with this.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I just literally just removed everything from my device, cleared my cookies. Then I just searched their name on Google and then found their website, then like read reviews about their website. I was like, okay, this is a legitimate website. Like they had an actual US based address where they're operating out of. They had like multiple Google reviews, all this. So then I signed in an account there. Didn't matter because like once I signed in an account on there and like said what my Instagram was, and the deal was like already linked, and then I like could read the deal, and that's when I was like, oh, this is where it was essentially like not a scam, but like they just wanted to get you into their database so they can like have you to whatever. But I was terrified. But it also, the way it was worded I was rightly terrified.
Yeah,
I mean, it
like,
basically said sign to your like,
log into your account.
Dick's Sporting Goods wants to work with you. Log into your account. Click here.
We can't get hacked like 2 weeks after getting hacked. Like I feel like there has to be like a 3 to 4 year buffer.
You sure
Yeah.
That'd just be embarrassing. Like we need to have like a good 3-4 years before another one of those comes up. You know, hopefully never.
I have so many emails like whenever I go into my spam that are just like.
Should we read some of our spam emails?
Oh heck no, dude! I'm not going in there, bro. It's bad. That's the Badlands.
Well, I get texts all the time. It's like claim your $100 Amazon gift card here all the time.
I've never got those.
I've gotten those texts. Like I don't get them as much anymore, but I used to a lot.
Yeah.
But also, I saw this email scam come through through my spam a few weeks ago. Whenever I was like looking for an email from Brad or something, and I think Trevor was like, check your spam, see if it went to your spam. And I went to this is probably a couple months ago. I went to my spam and I saw this email that almost got me, and then I was like, you know what? That is very evil and very clever, because it was a email from a website that I personally would not frequent, an
adult site.
Yes, an unclean content site.
Yes,
and. A very popular one at that, and it was it said like click here to, or it said like just signed up for your account or something like that, or you just confirmed your account, click here to cancel your account or something. So like I don't remember exactly what the words were, but it was very cleverly worded to where you're like how did I get signed up for that? I need to cancel my account. And I saw it, and thankfully I was like, there's no way that would happen to me. I know that I have not been on that site. So I was able to know that this is a scam. But that's an evil way to get anyone to be like, I don't have an account there. I don't have an account there. I have to go cancel it. And then you go and you just click the link to cancel it, and then boom, you got scammed. Scam guy.
Scammers are good.
They're so evil, dude.
Good at what they do, man.
It's so mean.
Some of my favorite videos on YouTube are the people that scam the scammers. Because like I just went to my spam.
It feels good to watch those.
I went to my spam email, and I don't have any that, like, most of them that are marked as spam are like the local car dealerships trying to get me to come to theirs for an oil change. Or
that's scam, dude.
Whatever. And so that just goes to my spam. I don't have any like Nigerian princes asking me for Amazon gift cards to rescue them. But I do get like telemarketer calls that, you know, the wildest one. I
actually don't really get telemarketers.
I'm sure I've told the story on the Banter before.
Oh yeah,
of the Social Security
found at the site of the murder.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Like that is so.
Those are the wild ones.
If this funny thing is, if you watch a lot of the YouTube videos of like the scammers getting scammed, it's so simple, the stuff that they do. Like I've seen one where it's like they're basically saying that they have like a Word document up, and they're like entering in a certain amount of money, or they're having them enter in a certain amount of money, and they're like, oh no, you accidentally put in 20,000 instead of 200. Like, can you please pay us back? Or they'll like do some weird stuff. Like,
well,
stuff that is
a lot of them will have the.
It's so basic.
They'll get you like they'll screen share with you and have you pull up your bank.
Yeah,
and then they'll
show you a fake balance.
Yeah, they'll do that like where you can like
Inspector.
What is it? Inspector on Google, and you can like change it.
Yeah,
and they'll change your bank balance. Be like, okay, can you just verify the amount went through? And they'll put like 150,000 in.
And then they just ask you to give them a certain amount back. And
realistically,
gift
they're like
cards.
mean to give you 1,000. They give you 5,000. And they're like, oh, we typed the wrong number. Can you give us $4,000 back out of your account and keep the 1,000 we put in there? Well, they didn't put anything in there. My favorite one was the one of the like scam the scammer people. He was like, oh, that's fantastic. I thought you were only giving me 1,000. He had like a voice decoder on, so he sounded like an old grandma. Person's like, no, we were supposed to only give you 1,000. What do you see? And he's like, oh, on my screen, it looks like you gave me 5,000. And they're like, oh my word, can you send us back the $4,000? Like, and blah, blah. He's like, no. And the guy goes, what do you mean? He's like, you sent me $5,000. That's my money. And then the person
they get so flustered.
The person was getting like so flustered. It was like, no, like you have to send us that money back. That money's not yours. He's like, well, it's in my account.
See you in court. It's so funny. Like sometimes they get so angry at those guys. Like they like really start freaking out, and it's like, what is at stake over there in that scam center? Like what is like happening there that like they are under this much pressure to make this happen?
Literally the first email in my spam. Well, first of all, it's from Dang Than H Jazz J215@gmail.com.
Heck yeah.
And it says, hi Konner. And it has an order number, and it says invoice date, and it says product Apple gift card. Order amount $321. And it says your Apple gift card successfully ordered today. We successfully processed your payment to Apple Inc. And then it says the charge on your statement will appear within 24 to 48 hours Eastern time. If you have any technical problems with this, please contact PayPal using and then a link.
Thank goodness, like we do have spam filters these days, because that would just stress me out. Like just getting faked out all day, just seeing emails go through, and like for a split second, you're like, huh, and then you're like, oh, it must be a spam. Like stuff like that, where you'd be like,
oh, here, this is an email from PayPal, but it's spelled PAYPAA.L. Oh no,
Paul.
I have a balance of $1,000 PayPal gift card waiting for me at PayPal.account. TT.
I think it should be they should do a Mr. Beast video where they send like incredibly.
This one just says public record in all caps.
There you go. They should send like
that might actually be real.
They should send like the worst, most fake looking spam emails ever.
No, horrible idea. What
Click
you're about
here
to
for
say.
$1,000, and they actually just give them the money.
No, because then think how many people after watching.
No. When they click on it. Well, after clicking on it, they have a message where they're like, "Listen, you shouldn't ever click on these, and
but
never."
We're gonna
ever do it
reward
again.
you because you did it this one time.
No, but then
45 million 12-year-olds are gonna watch that and be like, "I need to
they're
get my
gonna
parents."
do it anyways.
I need to go to my parents' email right now and see.
Those 12-year-olds are gonna click on that stuff anyways.
And then every scammer would be sending it from Mr._Beast with a 5 instead of the S at Gmail.
Whatever, dude. I'm doing it. I'm gonna watch the world burn.
That's a horrible idea. What are some other things that we could train people at a young age by just like one little scam like that, and then it just ruins their life?
But it ruins it early so it doesn't get ruined later.
Yeah.
Just gotta ruin it a little early.
Like that's
What's something
if you
worth
rewarded-
ruining your life for early on so you don't ruin your life on it later on?
Because like a scam email, if you teach a kid like, no, some of those links are going to be real. Some of those links are actually going to give you money.
Well, only send them to adults then. Problem solved.
No.
What do you mean?
It's an awful idea.
The adults are smart.
You can't
enough.
think this is an actually good idea.
No, I didn't say good idea. I said entertaining video.
Which is a good
You
idea.
think Mr. Beast cares about the
synonymous.
repercussions?
Yes.
If you get...
He has a philanthropy channel, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't
Betting
believe
it-
his philanthropy channel?
No, I believe it, but he's making a bajillion dollars.
Right, dude.
He's
Those
giving
kids
it
weren't
away.
actually blind. Just kidding.
Yeah, like I completely understand Mr. Beast's model. He's getting rich off of being nice, and that's fine. Like there's worse things to get rich off of, but like
You sound like the Twitter haters, man.
I have no problem with Mr. Beast's videos. I'm just saying, like,
Mr. Beast is.
It's
watching
pretty
this,
easy
you know
to be an awesome philanthropist when you're getting rich off of it.
It's
like,
true.
No, but those
not
videos,
wrong.
he's used that money to donate. Like, I don't think he's pocketing that money.
All I'm saying is a lot of the reason that he gets so many views is because of his model of giving away. Like, that was his secret sauce.
Which charity videos are we talking about?
Any video that he's ever done pretty much involves him giving away.
No, I'm saying
to
like,
people.
I cured 1,000 people's blindness.
Yeah, and it gets so many views.
But that's on his philanthropy
But that
channel.
still grows his overall audience. Like, it's still a positive move for his career.
Sure, but the guy just cured 1,000 people's
I
blindness.
didn't say he did a bad thing. All I'm saying is it's a lot easier to be a nice guy when you're getting rich off of it. And that's a fact.
That statement is
That is
true.
a completely true statement.
But he's not getting rich off of curing 1,000 people's blindness. He's already rich, and now he's using that for that. He
That's
didn't get
great.
rich off
Yeah.
of that.
But it's helping his PR, which is ultimately helping his other. Like, it all goes in one circle. You know this. What is the main reason that rich and famous people do philanthropy? It's to help their image so that they stay rich and famous.
No, I agree with like when he gives away $50,000 to people.
Yeah.
Like if you like he pays you to take cars off the lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense because that money is that is his money going. But like the philanthropy channel, from my understanding of it, the whole point of that is to make money to give more money away on the philanthropy channel.
What statement have I made that you disagree with?
I don't like how you're painting who Mr. Beast is.
Okay. I
think you're making assumptions you don't know.
What assumption did I make?
That the only reason he's being nice is because it makes
No,
him
I
money.
didn't say that. I said it's a lot easier. I didn't say it's the only reason. I didn't say that. Did not say
Agree to
that.
disagree.
Which statement do you disagree with?
I agree to disagree with your statements.
Which one?
The statements you've made, I agree to disagree with them.
Which one?
I'm not going any deeper into this.
He just doesn't like the way that you're.
I don't like the way you're painting
saying
him.
it.
You sound like I don't like the way you're painting him.
Okay. I don't feel like I painted him any certain way.
I will say the blind
Oh.
and the deaf videos were on his main channel.
Ooh.
Sounds like a good point.
Tough scenes. They were on the main channel.
Were they really? I swore it said Mr. Beast philanthropy.
No, I think the blind one I did see on his main channel. I do not think Mr. Beast is a bad person. Like I said, there are absolutely. Well, I don't know if he is or not.
I agree with your statement,
But there's absolutely no. There's absolutely a lot of other things he'd be doing with his money and like his success, and he could pivot his channel and do things a lot more for profit and probably still be very successful. So props to him for that, and he helps out a lot of people. But I'm just saying, if I were in his shoes, yeah, it's very easy to continue on that path because everybody loves you.
I don't say it's easier
Everybody loves
to not
you,
do it.
and you're still rich.
I also, you got to look at, well, one, I don't think that Mr. Beast is a bad person at all. I think he seems like a nice guy. I have nothing to base anything off of except for his videos because he doesn't have much of a
I don't
much
have a
other
problem
than
with Mr.
that.
Beast. I like
and
his
I think
videos.
that he's a super nice guy. But look at like his early videos didn't start out with him like it was
Right, he found a secret sauce.
Yeah,
He found what
it was.
works.
I think also. I mean, he didn't start giving money away like crazy to charity publicly, at least until he was rich. And it's
But you
because
can't give away money if you don't have money to give away.
that's not true. I think that goes against a big part of what big thing that we believe.
But no. He can't give away $50,000 if he has $20,000 to his name.
Yes, you're right, but he can. Still
And
give,
if I make a YouTube video, let's say that I
you
have
give, I get it.
$10,000 and
Yes,
I gave
agree.
away $1,000 to charity. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
10% of
agree
my
with
net
you.
worth, but who the frick cares?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what? What I said was he can't give away a lot of money until he has a lot of money to give away.
Well, I know you can't
And
give
you
away
said
a
that
lot
was
of money.
wrong.
Yes, you're right. Well, but he just wasn't making. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I don't care to go into detail with what I'm trying to say.
Okay. But anyways, Mr. Beast, very good guy. Trevor hates him. That's what we learned today.
Didn't say that.
Well,
This is
I think when we learned
spicy
that you really
rants are
like
going
I
on
love
right
Mr.
now.
Beast. I love Mr.
Clearly,
Beast mainly
I
because
like Mr. Beast.
there's a lot of YouTubers that are not as big as him because he's the biggest now, but there's a lot of YouTubers that have a lot of wealth, have a lot of success,
Yeah.
and give zero away.
Yeah, I completely.
And
I
they
like Mr.
built
Beast.
their whole.
I think
they,
that he's
they built
cool.
everything, and basically, if you're ever fascinated with how much money Mr. Beast is giving away, that should just remind you of how much money other YouTubers aren't giving away.
Yeah, that's a very good. I completely agree with you.
That's why I like Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
It's because I'm like,
I also
hey,
like Mr.
He doesn't
Beast.
have to cure 1,000 blind people. He doesn't have to give however many meals like he did on his philanthropy channel to people.
It's really cool that that's what he chooses to do with his content. I think
That's what I'm
really
saying.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand why people hate him for it. On Twitter people hate that he like.
Yeah, I don't get
is
that.
glorifying.
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't.
But like,
I would never.
Would
side
you
with
rather
that.
him have a freaking Maverick branded Lamborghini?
Yeah, I would.
Because he could.
I would never side with that, and I think that he's a legitimate hard worker, which I can appreciate. I think to almost a fault.
I don't think it's a sustainable lifestyle.
Sometimes I think that he scares me a little bit, but I also think that he is not a materialistic guy. He doesn't really seem like that. So, no, I think he's doing great stuff. All I said was that it is a lot easier to be a philanthropist when you are rich and famous. And I will stand by that statement.
Agree, disagree.
Well, I mean, you can't disagree with the fact that it's easier. Like
Easier in what way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's easier to
Easier
give
in the
away
way
money whenever you have
you're
money.
going to get it back.
In the sense, yeah.
Like, I'm going to give away all this money. I know it's coming back to me in the form of how many views this video is going to get. That is easier than I'm going to give away this money. I don't know if it's coming back. That's what I mean. Is that not a true statement?
Well, that's different than the statement you just made before that.
Well, I think it's just a different.
meant by
I think
that
it's just a
statement.
different thought process because if you're going through easier, as in like emotionally easier, I mean, for a lot of people, it's harder to give away money the more money they earn because they feel like they own it. They feel like it's theirs. Therefore, it makes it harder to give away. But monetarily, physically and monetarily and business wise, it's easier to give away money the more money you have because it's a return on investment.
Well, it's his business model. Like that is just what his business model is.
So I think it just depends on how you're looking at it.
It's natural for him at this point.
But then at the same time, there's a lot of people, again, like what I just said, a lot of people, the more money they make, the more they feel like they own it, and the more attached they are to it.
Here's where the big credit to him goes. Here's where
the
the biggest credit to Mr. Beast goes that I think a lot of people miss out on. If he makes a video and let's say he makes $2 million off a video, just throwing a number out there. He could, the next video, only spend half of that money and still have the same punch, but he reportedly spends it all, like really throws it all back in. So I respect that because he could for sure hold back probably way more money than he makes. And allegedly, he really goes razor thin and pumps it back into his content.
Yeah.
So I do respect that a lot.
It's very cool that he's like so open-handed with it.
Yeah, because that would be really tough to not hold back more of the money.
Yeah.
What's a fascinating, because we were doing this like survey a while ago. I don't even know if we ever ran it, but when we were doing it, I was talking to this dude who was like helping us set it up, and he's basically, I think he was like a data analyst or some type of college professor that like his role at this college thing was like research and surveys. And so like he had a lot of like insight on surveys and stuff. And then he was saying, he was like, well, it's going to go best if you like do a gift card or something to give it away. Like if you give away a gift card or something. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, we really want a lot of engagement on this survey. So we'll probably do like a $500 gift card. And he was like, you can. He said, but to be honest with you, the people just want something for free. So you will get the same response rate if you do a $10 gift card as a $500 gift card. And I was like, that can't be true. But then he was basically saying like the psychology, there's been a ton of studies on it. And basically like
entering the survey, you're saying.
If you're like, if the barrier to entry is just like enter a survey or like whatever, the value of what you're giving away, the potential free gift doesn't matter.
Like the growth. Well, the growth is probably so incremental that it doesn't matter.
If like basically, you can look at it this way, right? If I had a survey, it was going to take you a minute to fill out, okay, and one survey took you a minute to fill out, gave you a 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
Are we all filling that out? I'm probably filling it out.
See, that's
For
what
a chance at a
I feel like
4-wheeler.
what we're gonna learn here is some people just will and some people won't. Like when I see surveys come across for giveaways, I just don't do them.
I'm saying a minute survey, you can win a 4-wheeler.
I wouldn't do it because my mind goes I wouldn't win it.
I think
That's
for
where
me
my
the
brain
biggest thing
goes.
is depends on what the company is, because if it's massive and I know I'm very
It's
Right.
We'll just say they're all a local small business,
then yes I do
Okay.
it.
and they're giving away a 4-wheeler.
Better chance to do that. Yeah.
Now they're giving away a car,
I would say just as likely. You're right.
and now they're giving away a house. Because all three scenarios, you're thinking it'd be cool if I won that, but I'm probably not winning it.
A little different though, because like the 4-wheeler, you already started with something so expensive.
Well, I was just saying, like, those are like, you walk into a mall and like you see like a car or you see a 4-wheeler or whatever.
Because like the gift cards,
I'm just as likely, like I've walked in the mall and I've seen a Kia minivan. I've seen very nice Mercedes Benzes. I've seen 4-wheelers. I've seen bass boats. I haven't filled out any of them. But I've walked by all of them and thought,
there has to be a spot of failure though.
Like I wasn't more likely to fill out the BMW one.
Because like the difference between if we did the survey and the prize was a $10 gift card versus $100,000, like there has to be a cutoff.
Well, I think I'm sure that there is
eventually.
But the whole reason I was thinking of that is a Mr. Beast video. If his videos never escalated above $100,000,
yeah,
I wonder how much. I wonder if that psychology still applies.
I don't think.
I think if he does it so much that he has to one up himself. But if like
he switched
once
away
a month,
little bit.
he was doing like if he tomorrow released a video and said like last to take their hand off a car wins $200,000.
Yeah,
I feel like it would probably still get a similar amount of views versus the $500-600 million he's doing.
The thing about him is he's pivoted a little bit from at the beginning. It was very often dollar amounts. Now, where he's kind of gotten stuck in a sense is he has gone to grand set designs and more tangible items where that's where the money goes. It's not like, so it's not like he can just like, his videos are very, almost never like just like here's $100,000 anymore. Like he does give away cash in a lot of them, but I feel like a lot of it is like set design and items and like, just like getting things
which
to
like
use.
The set design stuff is really cool,
which is crazy.
It's
yeah,
so cool.
Because like that's, I think production value is where a lot of it goes now. So that's kind of where it's like you might see it down. Now he has invested in a lot of infrastructure now, like with his own studio and whatever, and like their warehouses to where he doesn't need to spend on location all the time. So that probably helps a lot. Also, he probably can get access to a lot of venues for free. Like when they did the hide and seek in that NASCAR track, I doubt they paid. Like I'm sure they could. Like, I'm sure that NASCAR track would love to have Mr. Beast filming.
Oh
there.
yeah.
So he has options.
Heck,
like that.
they might have paid Mr. Beast.
Right. I mean the brand deals that the guy can rake in are no joke.
Let me just read you this one tweet because I
All
saw
right.
this tweet come across my timeline and I thought that's sickening. That can't be real. But then I was like, it's Mr. Beast. This is on May 2nd. This is 8 days ago. Almost 4,000 hours of editing has gone into my next video.
Oh my gosh,
Brand new style. Can't wait for you all to see it.
4,000 hours of editing.
that's crazy.
Whew, how many camera shots is gonna be in that thing?
I'm just trying to like if let's say one person did that. One person.
Well,
that's
not happening.
I know, but that's what 2 years work if they work 40 hours a week.
I mean, he's got like that's a crazy.
You know, I had
But
a-
now you got to think of like, okay, let's say it's 10 people.
yeah.
Still 10 weeks. If all 10 of them worked 40 hours a week on just this
But
one
I'm
video
sure
for
like
10
some
weeks.
like graphics are being so much stuff is being outsourced though to specific people. There might at that point it's a movie, so he's probably sending off to there's probably VFX
but he's still
artists.
paid for 4,000
Yes.
hours
Yeah.
of
Oh
editing.
yeah. It's ridiculous. When is that video supposed to come out?
I mean, it was 8 days ago, so I'm sure it already came out.
The craziest thing I've ever seen from
What
him
video is it?
was the Squid Games.
The Squid Games is crazy. And then 2 days ago, he tweeted happy birthday to himself.
Nice.
I think we share a birthday. I think his birthday's May 7th. But he said, here's how many YouTube views I've gotten every year of my life. Another successful year. So when he was 12 years old, he got 15,000 views.
I mean, this is a video. The last video he posted was the one 3 days ago, which was 1,000 deaf people here for the first time. So just like that's a heavy title of 1,000 deaf people here for the first time. 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
And 4,000 hours of editing. We think that's the one.
6 minutes and 14 seconds for a video where 1,000 deaf people hear for the first time.
That's the other thing I kind of respect is like he could milk that a lot more.
Why? I mean, I almost feel like
point.
I almost feel like I'm less likely to click on it because I'm like, oh, well, I kind of want to be entertained for longer than 6 minutes.
Like but I think he has his.
He definitely goes
He
to
has his
quick
stuff down
fire.
to a science to where like
His retention is
He
insane.
knows-
I paid a real assassin to try and kill me.
that was a
12
good video.
minutes.
That was a good video.
How is that?
It felt
it's
like-
crazy.
it felt like that video was 45 minutes
If
long.
you watch his videos, it's because there's no lulls at all.
I will
That
say that
12-minute video
I
felt
will
like
say
30 minutes long.
I don't really love the direction that they've gone with his thumbnails, where it's like really cartoony. Because like then you get to like the 1,000 deaf people here for the first time, and it's like this kid going like this with like all the editing on it to look cartoony, and then fake tears running down his eyes. It's like it's borderline insulting. I feel like
it is a little iffy.
And he's just like has his hand on his shoulder going,
yeah,
like it's
that's just his thumbnails.
I know there's thumbnails.
It does get a little weird
but
when
whenever
you
you
switch to a heavy
attribute it to
topic.
a kid 1,000 blind people see for the first time, and it's a kid with a bandage around his head and fake tears going down his eyes, like it's. Yeah. It's like that's like borderline
I'm just thinking like
insulting.
if we were ever trying to make a thumbnail like that, we would never do that.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. We would be like, come on now, fake tears.
Well, but it works for him. I mean,
Well,
how
yeah.
many-
Well,
how
yeah,
many
but
views
that's.
was it?
I mean, it's the question
a lot
morality,
of
not
things that
business.
work.
What's morally wrong with that when you heal?
It's emphasizing. Not emphasizing. It's exact. I
guess it would depend on motive behind it. Because if the motive behind it is I need to make sure this video gets enough publicity to pay for what I just did, then what's really wrong with that?
Well,
then
there's
just
if there's a lot of ways to get publicity to pay for what you just did. That's not the right way to do it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the kid, I don't know. Back to YouTube views.
Because like if we would get a lot more views on all of our videos if we just had a girl in a bikini as a thumbnail, but that doesn't make it okay to do it.
Well, that's a whole different ballgame because that is actually representative of what happened in the video.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It was a very exaggerated point, but I just feel like it's like really exaggerating and.
But he over exaggerates everything. Like the assassin, there's like a helicopter in the background, right?
Different
And, like,
videos.
It's him in like crosshairs, yeah. And
Yeah,
like,
but he was
fake
never in
bruises all
crosshairs,
over
about
him.
to be shot.
Yeah,
That's just the vibe of all of his videos.
I know. It just feels with something specifically like that, it just feels like I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
It just feels weird. That's all I have to say.
When he was
about
12, 15,000 views. 13, 7,000. 14,
decline.
41,000. 15, 125,000. This is for the year. 16, 200,000. 17, 5.4 million. 18, 122 million. 19, 464 million. 20, 2.09 billion. 21, 3.3 billion. 22, 8.1 billion. 23, 13.26 billion, and 24, 19.1 billion.
How do we
views.
get that kind of channel growth? The first time I ever saw Mr. Beast, like whenever you get to that
Give
first
away
year we had
millions
the
of
millions, the first time I saw him was he was doing the like saying a certain name 100,000 times or whatever, and then when he started popping into random streams and donating like $1,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was what first put him on the radar. What is going on?
There's like a kid crying next to us. 10 most subscribed to YouTube channels as of 2 days ago. Number 1 is T-Series, 240 million.
Yeah.
Number 2, Coco Melon Nursery Rhymes,
Oh,
158 million.
wow.
Number 3, Sony TV, 155 million. And then Mr. Beast at 151 million.
Wow.
What is Sony TV?
I have no idea.
They have an Indian flag next to them in this like thing. Yeah, it's India.
I don't know.
Is it like just? I wonder if they just like. Is it just like a TV?
India has such an insane population.
Dude, have you guys ever seen any clips from like Indian cinema?
Yeah. Dude.
It's like what
I clicked on a movie the other day on like Hulu or something that was like Bollywood.
Yeah, all the Bollywood stuff
They'll
is
be like
insane.
flipping over cars, shooting rocket launchers and stuff.
It's
Okay.
like basically Bollywood is if Fast and the Furious was like was way better.
So this is fascinating. So SET Innova, Sony Entertainment
Innova?
Television, India. SET India, Sony Entertainment Television is one of the leading Hindi general entertainment channels in India. Okay, they post. Oh my gosh! In the last hour, they've posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos.
Oh my gosh.
In the last hour, I was about to say
We got it going.
their videos
Are they
getting
just like
3,000
movie
views.
clips? Are they movie clips?
I don't. No, this one's an hour long,
So are they whole movies?
but this one's 2 minutes long,
End clips.
and then this one's 43 minutes long. I
What
don't
are
know
they?
what it is.
Click on one.
Maybe in India it's like the only YouTube channel you have access to.
This
Every
Crime Patrol. It seems like the show was put on here. Because this is like episode 25 is
Oh,
their
they
most
get
popular video,
so many-
226 million views.
Oh my gosh.
So this is like must be like
I think this must be.
this is like their Netflix.
This is like a TV
no, I'm
channel.
betting this is their. This Crime Patrol does not look like a good show. I think this is just like TV. Like I think that they might be like shows are made for this, like not on TV is what it kind of looks like.
Interesting.
I wish I could read.
One, it's free.
Yeah,
It's YouTube, so
Yeah.
maybe that's a big part of it, I guess. It's just like it's a free entertainment.
Since its launching in 1995, SET has created a unique space in television programming. Well, would they also like watch more on Sony Live? And they have the Live Golf Tour on here. With movie premieres, fiction and nonfiction shows, the Kapil Sharma Show, Shark Tank India.
Oh,
I'm not going to
I'd
try to
watch
keep
that.
pronouncing all of these.
Shark Tank
Indian
India.
Idol, the
Oh,
American
heck
Idol, but
yeah.
for India. So that's all on here.
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
think that like instead of it just being on like ABC or something, it's just on YouTube.
Just think about like we hear that and we think, wow, that channel is making so much money. Think about how much money YouTube makes.
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
See how much money Google makes.
No.
Because
I don't want to think about it.
Billion
YouTube
Gates.
annual
Billion
revenue. YouTube's revenue is $19.8 billion annually.
That's a lot of money.
What did you just say?
$19.8 billion annually.
I think they should start digging us out of the federal debt.
So much money.
So
if we took all of our biggest
YouTube
corporations and we
Uh-huh.
like had them give enough money that, and this is like completely unconstitutional, but like pull together enough money annually that like they could still survive. It would just be like some budget cuts. Like how many, like would we be able to dig ourselves out of the debt?
No, we might be able to.
Can we
but
like
it
can
would
we?
only- It would
Do
cost
you
us a
know
lot
what our-
more than money, man. It would
No,
cost us
that's
our
not the right.
freedom.
That's not how I wanted to phrase that. Not get us out of the debt, but like freeze the debt. Like cover enough each year that it.
I
freezes
don't
the
think
debt.
so.
Like
Have
how
you
much?
ever watched like the national
Yeah, I have.
debt
I don't.
clock?
I try not to look at it. I
you
know
can
we're
just
in.
watch
I know
it.
we're in trillions of debt, but like, what do we go up each year?
You know, like at least we all get Social Security. You know,
When's that going to run out?
I think like 5, 6 years, something like that.
like 5 minutes.
So U.S. national debt. Give me like 2 seconds here. Just went up $100,000.
Oh,
Oh, there's another 100.
oh.
Okay, but how much is it for a year?
So the debt per taxpayer is $250,000. So if each taxpayer just writes a check $250,000,
Easy.
we're debt free.
How many times does 250,000 go into $1 billion?
However many.
I got you.
Well, debt per citizen is $94,000. So that's even like Luca would have to write a check for $94,000.
Hold on, let me go to the taxpayer one first. So 1 billion, 1 million. Oh, my calculator doesn't work that well. Wait.
Federal debt to GDP ratio in 2000 was 58%. It is now 120%.
So
that's fun.
each billionaire could cover
Okay.
4,000 of the taxpayers, like part that they would have to pay.
There's not nearly
But
enough
that's it.
billionaires.
But if they're a one billionaire, that's all of their money.
So like YouTube on their own,
So
with
they'd
their
be
annual
able-
revenue could cover 76,000 taxpayers.
So
Not
less-
a lot
they
of
could
people.
cover-
That's like the amount of people that go to a baseball game.
I was say they could cover literally like the town of Bedford.
Hey guys, we are in trouble.
The YouTube's revenue is $19.8 billion annually. They have 2,000 employees, so their revenue per employee is $9.9 million.
I want to know what YouTube
every employee they
average
have.
salary is.
That's why I live
What's their
off the
average
grid.
salary?
Probably a lot. I don't know.
That's why I live off the grid. There's no way the government can track me.
It does it is fun working for YouTube.
This is
I
a
guess, when
this is
your
a,
annual
this
rev is that good.
podcast doesn't get aired. It's just from my viewing experience.
Yeah.
This is like YouTuber.
Oh, that's not what I want
So
to
that's
hear.
not. I think it's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
tough.
not good.
What is that? What are you talking about?
It's like the average YouTube salary ranges from approximately $17,000 per year for partner. But I think a YouTube partner is just a YouTuber.
Yeah.
To
makes sense.
$186,000 per year for product manager. So who knows what their CEO is
What is a
making?
product-
Do you want Google's total revenue?
Yeah, let's get that goog.
Come on, let's
Guggen
get Goog.
Squad.
Yeah, let's get Goog.
Because that should include YouTube.
Oh,
in it.
Trevor, by the way,
Or no, we want Alphabet.
Yeah,
as
in
the
the,
parent company.
in the Dude Perfect video where they're doing the weird ways to fish or whatever, the guy, what's the tall guy's name?
Cody?
Cody. Whenever Cody was doing the
Is that one of the
underwater
Googs
submarine
with him?
thing. Yeah, that's Jigging with Jordan. He's part of the Guggen Squad.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did.
Was it funny? I was like, that's
It's
literally
very
a felony to take that fish out and catch it.
It was a very funny video. Yeah, I've watched a lot
That
of
the
Jordan's videos.
eagle situation with the crane
it
or
was
whatever,
funny.
that was really funny.
It was funny. I do have to say, I felt it kind of suspicious that usually when you catch a fish, it flops around.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it kind of suspicious that the twins if it was just like one fish they caught and it didn't flop around, I'd be like, okay, that happens every once in a while. But every single fish they pulled out of that pond, which was like 6 fish, not a single one of them moved as they were reeling it in.
I would agree with that conspiracy, except for if they were going to fake it, why wouldn't they have done it at the expensive like lake trip they went to instead of going back to like Texas just to go to a little pond?
I don't know. I don't want it to be fake because I love.
But also,
them.
and also, I would say, I mean, I have no idea. But also, I would say it'd be very weird because it didn't seem like they needed to catch fish for that video because barely anybody caught anything.
I agree with you. But
that is weird. You were like the fish police on that one though. If they're not flopping, you really get on them about that.
That's not. Whenever you catch a fish, it doesn't just lay there still as you're like reeling it in and dangling it by a hook. Like it doesn't just lay there. Maybe every once in a while, but 6 in a row that don't budge. That's wherever I'm kind of like, there's something fishy about this.
So,
but also they were reeling it on a drill, so they might have just had it so tired out by the time
that is
I
true.
got
They
out of
were
the water.
reeling them in with the
because
drill.
fish do once fish tire out, they stop.
Yeah.
So it might have just been they took them so long to get it in that eventually once they got it in, it was just tired. So I'm gonna stick with that because I don't want to believe that Dude Perfect does anything wrong.
So Alphabet,
They are perfect.
Alphabet Inc., which is the parent company of Google, YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I
What
forget-
the frick
I
is
forget
that?
That's a thing.
Alphabet's the parent company of Google.
Of Google,
Yeah.
so they're the parent company of the Earth.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
Google Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're Alphabet Blaine Inc.
So Alphabet annual revenue for 2022 was $282 billion.
That's a lot of $1 billion,
they
and $1
can dig
billion
us
is a
out.
lot
They
of
can dig us
$1
out of the hole.
Yeah, how many $1 million in $1 billion?
Well, I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna do
999 plus 1.
billion.
Oh, that's a lot of $1 million and $1 billion.
It's
That's a lot
$1,000
of-
million. Think about having $1 billion.
I'm trying to show.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Wow.
Think about okay,
Here,
like
this article says, I don't think y'all realize how much more a billion is than a million. So Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos has a ton of money.
I
I'm
realize
trying
it.
to find these on
Jeffrey.
it's so much more. It's
Okay,
so
and
much
numerals,
more.
a million is a million, and billion. Okay, someone like myself who started paying back his college loans, both was like a million.
Because if I had $1 million right now, I'd be like, "That's awesome. I'm gonna like be really strategic with this. I'm gonna keep working.
Yeah.
If I get $1 billion, I'm burning this place to the ground, and then I'm out of here. Dude.
And then I'll build it back up.
I'm going to golf. I'm gonna buy the course on my way there.
And you're gonna buy so many golf balls.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
all
here we
of
go. Here we go. People don't have a strong. This is from Paul Franz on Twitter. So this tweet went viral a year ago, but people don't have a strong intuitive sense of how much bigger a billion is than a million. 1 million seconds is about 11 days. Okay,
1 million seconds is about a billion days.
No, 1 million seconds is about 11 days.
1 million seconds is about 11 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'm
grasp that.
already falling off.
1 billion seconds,
1 million seconds, 11 days. 1 billion seconds.
31 and a half years.
Well, I think a lot of times,
Holy crap! That's so many dollars.
I think a lot of times you hear, like you think, oh, once you get to 100
I'd like
million,
just to
that's
walk
where a billion is,
behind-
but you forget you have to get to 999 million before you get to the billion.
Here we
I'd
go.
like to just walk behind
Which
Jeff
is-
Bezos and just kind of wait
which
for
is
stuff
just
to fall out of his
like-
pockets.
Because like once you even get to the idea of even getting to what would it be, 8 figures? No, not the idea of getting to 9 figures, like 100 million plus,
I'm just
is
thinking
so
about, like,
unfathomable.
going to
and
someone
getting
who's
to a 10th one. What?
I'm just
So-
thinking about, like, if you know someone who's a billionaire, and you just
Tell
go
them
up
to
to
give
them
me,
and,
like,
even-
one of their $1 million.
Well, even if they don't like you, even if they don't like you, it's
Yeah.
like, may I have $100,000? They'd be like, I mean, whatever.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So-
if you have $1 billion, if I asked you to give me $100 and you said no, how sick are you?
If you
what is like, okay, so if a penny,
Yeah.
like to us, $1,000 is a significant amount of money. Like it's $1,000 bucks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so what percentage, what's the ratio of 1,000 down to a penny? A penny is, here, let me do the math here. So divided by 0.01.
It'd be 1,000 times 100, right?
Right? So that's 100,000.
Yeah.
So a billionaire, I'm finding out what their penny is. Divided
what is
by
a billionaire's
100,000, their penny is $10,000. That is what the penny is, ratio
to
wise.
a 1 billionaire.
to a
one
one billionaire.
Elon Musk was at one
$10,000 is the same thing.
$10,000 stuck on the
Kind,
bottom
not
of
really,
your
but
shoe.
kind of, as them giving you a penny, like me giving you a penny. That'd be like them giving
But
you 10
then
grand.
you gotta think like Elon Musk. Elon Musk. This is gonna get crazier because Elon Musk a year ago was worth $313 billion.
What? Is he really worth that much? Well,
I don't know if he still is
that's
now.
all in stock, though.
Stock.
But
Like
he's
liquid,
worth,
what's he worth?
How many
he's worth
stocks?
300
a
some billion.
measly view bill.
But like,
Yeah,
just think,
how much is liquid?
if
Like
so,
a couple
$1
Capri
billion
Suns?
was $10,000. So
Yeah.
10,000 times 300, that's $3 million a penny to that guy. Right? Did I do that math wrong?
No.
Whenever I think
Did I do
about
that math
these
right?
things,
You
my
did that
brain
wrong.
Let's
gets
do that math.
slushied. My brain gets
No.
so slushy that my
10,000.
heart can't
No, you go
handle
up
it.
two
Times
zeros.
313.
You go up 2 zeros.
$3.13 million a penny.
There's so many
How do you-
dollars in the world.
How do you-
$1 million
how do
a
you-
penny.
how do you-
so many dollars.
how do
Here,
you
let me
walk
just
around-
tell you this counting. If you counted to 1,000 every day, you would have collectively counted to 1 million in 1,000 days, which is about 2.7 years.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to count to 1 billion that way, it is going to take you 142,000 weeks or 2,740 years.
I'm not gonna live that
I just
long.
can't imagine. Like,
I'm not gonna live
imagine
that long.
you're a billionaire. You like when you get to that level of money, which is like really, I think once you get to like being a multi-millionaire, you kind of get to the level of money where you just like can't even spend it all, unless you're buying like crazy big investments. Like just imagine walking around. Like you go shopping at the mall. If you see something you want, you can just buy it, and it doesn't
You can
mean
just buy the
anything.
mall.
Doesn't
You
mean
see a
any-
car
yeah,
on the lot.
Yeah, you can buy the mall.
You see a car on the lot. You just can buy it.
You can buy the lot.
You can buy anything you want. You can just walk around.
buy
and
anything
new
you
iPhone
want.
comes out. I'm gonna get it. Order it.
I'll buy
What,
like,
enough
for my
these
whole
are the type of people that have to
school.
have personal shoppers. Let's all make a deal right now. Right now, if
Okay.
any of us, Silas, you're included in this. If any of us ever have a net worth of at least $1 million, we promise to hire one of us as a personal shopper and
Okay.
or butler.
As what, $1 billion?
No. You become a net worth of $1 million or more.
Well, a net worth of $1 million, you don't need a personal shopper.
I would.
A net worth of $1 million.
Let me rephrase that question. 10 million or more.
Okay, I think 10 million or more.
10 million or more.
I have my own show on
one of
Cartoon
us-
Network.
You have to hire one of us as either a personal assistant.
When you say hire, like, what do you mean by that?
like you have to hire them. You have to
$1
pay
million
them at least $100,000 a year.
Okay, then it's gonna have to be like 100 million.
If you're worth
If you're
$10 million, you're not going to pay to be your
worth 10
personal
million.
to be your personal assistant.
Worth 10 million, you could you might have only like $1 million in the bank. You're gonna pay someone $100,000 a year.
To be your assistant though, to manage all your
But
stuff.
what are you gonna do as my assistant if I'm
You're-
worth 10
if you
million
make that if you're making that much money,
I'm not
you're
making
gonna
it.
need
I'm
you're gonna
worth
need assistant.
I'm worth 10 million. I'm not making that much.
You're
money.
making a lot of money. You're gonna need assisted. You're gonna need it.
100 million. If I'm worth 100 million, I'll hire you for $100,000 a year to be my personal.
Fair
assistant.
enough. I'll take it. Let's adjust, and it has to adjust for inflation each
Yes.
year since this deal has now been made.
Then my top line does too.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
True. Stupid.
Fair enough.
You'll never make it as an
Hey,
assistant.
listen, gas up the streets only 309 this morning. The
Gas
sun
up the
is
streets?
shining.
Okay,
You guys want to gas up the streets real quick?
Elon
This
Musk.
place ablaze.
So Bernard Arnault and family is the current richest in the world at 235 billion.
Just give me
Huh.
one of your billions, sir.
the more that you say billion, the less it means to me.
Well, that's the thing is like there's a list of like
It's just infinite. at
there's
that
so
point.
many
You have
people that are
infinite
worth
monies.
billions.
Think, if you have that many billions of dollars, think about how many of your descendants can have $1 billion.
236.
Like so many generations beneath you can be rich beyond your wildest dream. It's hard to wrap my brain. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna have a freak out in a second.
Why isn't my family rich?
Yeah, what the heck, dude? I'm gonna have a freak out, dude.
It's crazy seeing how these people made their money. Like this dude, William Lee Ding,
Yeah, dude.
$28.6
I just want to buy a kayak.
$28.6 billion. Underneath him, online games.
Yeah.
Found online.
I
games.
mean, I'm just thinking
Mackenzie
like,
Scott, $29.3 billion, just divorced Jeff
Well,
Bezos.
there you go. Married Jeff Bezos and then divorced him. Let me tell you, the guy that
Tell me.
So this game Stardew Valley that I've been playing lately.
Yeah, you've been liking that.
This guy, he developed that game all by himself. He made this game. Literally, he was the only person. He made the game all by himself. And it was like a post-college project / during college.
Mm-hmm.
And within a few years, like he went from like you're just developing a game to try and like get into video game making.
Mm-hmm.
And within a few years, he had sold like 30 million copies. The guy's worth tens of millions of dollars now. Like it happens that fast for people. Like he went from being just kind of
tens
like
of millions. That's nothing.
he went from just kind of being like a guy who was
Call
just
me when he gets to a bill.
developing a game for fun all by himself. Like to this day, he is just he's a one man show, and all of a sudden you're a multimillionaire.
Whenever you
Like what?
whenever you get to where you're a billionaire, you have at least $1 billion.
Young billionaire.
Does your name automatically change to Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I would.
How do you think Bill Gates got there?
Okay, here's
Wow,
a
that's
question.
crazy. I never thought about
What
that.
He
is-
used to be Steve.
What's the
Steve
price for you to
Gates.
legally change your name to Rutherford?
First or last?
First name. And your middle name has to be something criminal too, like Rutherford.
May I
Like
ask,
something super-
May I ask what the negative connotation is with the name Rutherford?
Nothing. It's just like a.
Can people still call me Hunter?
Well, you can go by whatever you want.
That's what I'm saying. $10,000.
That's it.
Well, if everyone will still call me Hunter. It's just like when I sign paper, I just gotta write Rutherford. Like
The name's Rutherford. Hunter for short.
no, I just introduced myself as Hunter.
Dude, that's crazy though.
And-
Only 10
but then
Gs.
whenever you're
Hunter,
in
we-
class,
Connor,
they'll be
we
like,
only
Rutherford,
we only have to
Rutherford.
raise $10,000 and we'll get this guy to change his name.
Yeah, I would if I can
But, like,
raise $10,000. I'd rather just. Keep
What
it.
is the point of a name? If you really think about it.
Wow.
What if Connor's...
Dude, like, how are we all here right now?
No, but like everyone calls you Connor. What if your real
Yeah.
name was Cornelius?
No, there's not a lot of a.
I would.
It's mostly.
I'd go by corn.
I'm just saying, like we would never know.
It's mostly like you're in school and they're doing roll call situation.
I'm not
You
gonna be in
don't-
school again.
Right, like at your stage of life, yeah, it's
I
not
have to walk
a
in
big
a bank
deal.
and be like, "Yeah, my name's Rutherford." That's the only time I have to use
Yeah,
it.
That's kind of a
it's-
sick name. I think I'm gonna go by
I
Rutherford.
actually,
just for
that
fun.
came to mind because we have these birds that like chill
Ruth
out.
for short.
These two birds chill out on our windowsill because we like put out bird seed for them, and we named one of them Rutherford. And there's a female one, and I can't really. It's the name.
How
is-
much money for you to change your first name to Adolf?
Ooh, now that's a better
Yeah,
line of
yeah.
questioning because now like you have a legal name attached to you that's attached to an
Hitler.
atrocity.
I don't think. I
Whoa,
would.
whoa, dude! I don't know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
easy,
Hitler. I
easy.
wasn't. I'm just kidding.
I don't think I would change my name to that.
For any
Not
price?
for $1 billion. We just learned how much $1 billion
Yeah, what's a
was.
name?
Well, can you change it back?
No.
Nope.
But
What if I buy?
$1 billion, like you just can just peace out.
Oh no!
You can just
okay,
peace out at that
okay,
point.
sure,
Yeah.
$1 billion. Because then the first thing I would do is just put everything I own in a trust and call the trust Hunter Thomas. So then I'm buying a car, just buying in Hunter Thomas's name.
Fair enough.
No one would know my name.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at some point, like you can just like.
But like me
Get
and
lit.
Trevor are gonna call you Adolf.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
no, everybody
We
knows.
respect
That's the
you.
thing. I wouldn't change anything about my life. Y'all wouldn't even know.
All right.
I would know eventually.
Well, we would know because we made the bet.
What was it? Was
Yeah, we made
Trevor?
the bet.
Trevor originally came up with the
It's
idea
worth
that,
it.
like,
Let's do it. All right.
If you like won the lottery,
I'll
and then you
wire
just,
$1
like,
billion to you.
If you like won the lottery and you didn't change how you lived your life, but then like you randomly just started spending.
Oh
on, like,
no,
this
I have
extravagant
already
thing.
decided that if I win the lottery up to a certain amount, and like a certain amount, it's unavoidable. But if I won, let's just say
$100,000.
well, that amount, like nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna pay off my student loans. So
$250,000.
I would probably tell you and tell you I paid off my student loans. But I'm saying if I won a lot of money, like
$300,000.
like if I won a few million, no, I'm saying a few million dollars,
few million.
I would genuinely, and I really firmly believe this, I would genuinely not quit this job. I would not quit this job. I would pay off all my
It'd be
debts.
so funny to just watch this happen and us have no idea what's going
No,
on.
because like what I would do is I would pay off all. I love my job. I would pay off all my debts. I'd maybe retire my parents, which like they're already getting to that age. So
No,
that would-
but you were saying that you would just slowly spend just like on
Oh,
extravagant
to, like,
stuff. Like
see-
you would just pull up.
you're saying
and-
like,
and,
like,
like, like
that
first
was when I
day-
was saying like how soon would you guys approach me if I like pulled up
Yeah,
my
you
new
like pull
Forerunner?
up in a Corvette.
First day you walk in
Yeah.
with all Lululemon on.
Yeah.
The second week you walk in with a new iPhone.
no, it's got to be slower than that.
Okay. Second month you walk in new iPhone because it's
Yeah.
like okay,
Yeah.
maybe you felt like you need.
Like
a
I'm
phone.
not even questioning anything.
Third week-
at this point I haven't noticed anything yet.
Third month, Forerunner.
No, I would say if I bought a house like around the same time as buying a car, you would already be pretty suspicious.
I don't know if I'd be suspicious. I'd just be like, hey,
Or you'd be like, that was an interesting.
I don't even
financial
think.
move.
I think at that point I still wouldn't even say anything to you. If you bought,
probably
because like
not.
if you just got approved for a car payment in a house.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
if the house you bought or the car you bought were like
It's crazy expensive.
Like if you pulled up to a $700,000 house and a $250,000 sports
Right.
car, then I would say, Trevor, man, what the heck happened?
no, you'd
But
probably.
if you just like bought a few $100,000 home, $40,000 car, I wouldn't even like. I'd just be like, good for Trevor, dude.
the
Look at him
problem.
go.
The problem is I would probably because like I would probably replace both of our vehicles.
Now,
get a
once you got that
house.
second car, I'd probably be like, "Hey, Trevor, dude, like your
Yeah.
spending's getting a little."
Well, the
like,
golf
I signed
membership,
off on your paycheck.
the new golf clubs.
When Trevor's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go play Boonesborough," I'm like, "Oh, what's your connection?" I'm a member. That's when I'd be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
dude, what the heck happened?"
I would do enough like low key things like that, or like I'd be like getting like salads ordered here for lunch every day, or like expensive food. That would probably give
See,
me
the
away.
little stuff like that, I don't think. Like,
You
I'm
would
trying
be-
to think at what point I would notice. Like, if you DoorDashed every day, I don't think I would say anything.
You wouldn't say anything, but probably in the back of your mind, you'd be like, "What in the world?" Like there are certain things like it would start to add up. Like you would start giving me
also,
some weird
especially
looks.
because I know the way that you've been living the past few weeks, as in the sense you're just like, I'm just not gonna eat lunch.
But it would be fascinating if like you incrementally changed your life like that.
like where's the tipping point?
Yeah.
Like
where is Waldo?
You won the lottery.
Yeah.
And it's enough. Let's just say that it's $4 million and you invest it where you're living on that alone.
Yeah.
And like you're making your money here and you're making like $200,000 on just like from your investments. So your $4 million still in the bank. You still have the money to live your normal life. Now you just have $200,000 a year to spend on what you want.
Well, the biggest thing
like,
you would
I
notice.
wonder incremental if I just started with, instead of packing my lunch, I'm eating out every day.
Yeah.
And then the next thing was I like replaced my computer.
Right. I was
And
saying,
like
the
it's
biggest
just, like,
thing you would
little
notice.
stuff, like if it was over time, I might never notice.
The biggest thing you notice would be my things, because like obviously, yeah, I would get like a new car, but then like that laptop wouldn't last a day. I'd have a new computer, I'd have a new phone,
It would
and then
only
my
be-
clothing you would notice big time.
But I'm saying it would all of
Big
that I would
time.
only notice if it changed like overnight.
it would, dude. You know I would be.
I know, but I'm saying
you know
if
I'd be right
if
at
you
it.
committed to the bit of like you just
Yeah.
bought one Lululemon shirt.
Oh yeah,
And then you just bought one Lululemon pair
because
of
I already
pants
buy
the
that
next
stuff
week.
irresponsibly now.
And then you just bought. Then you just like 2 months later upgraded your car, and then like 4 months after that you upgraded Kenzie's car.
yeah.
Like I think you could get to a pretty luxurious life before I'm like, now wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a darn minute.
It would probably be like if you walked into our house and all of a sudden saw all these things. Like, how does he
You've
have
been
all
buying
these TVs and stuff?
You
like,
bought them all the first day. You just didn't tell any of us.
right. You'd be like, what the heck? Like,
No,
what?
Okay,
that's
you
what-
win the
He's got
lottery.
a batting
what you
cage
do.
in his backyard.
This is
The
what you
golf
do.
simulator would give it away.
This
in
is
the
what you do.
basement.
So if I won the lottery and I decided I didn't want anyone to know,
Yeah.
I buy a second house.
Okay.
It's like your show house.
And I fill that house out. I fill that house out with like the golf simulator, the pool, and I live there. But then
When
it's
you have
like,
people
oh,
over-
I'm hosting Bible study. We just go to my house, and nothing in there. Nothing's changed.
It'd be
I have
even
my
funnier
old
if it was like
wardrobe,
the
old
next
everything.
house. It was like the house next door. It's like this like really extravagant house, and like you just like we see you like sneaking over to the other one.
You're like, Hunter, why is Lizzie's car always parked at that house?
Ah, they have the same car.
No,
she's a maid at that house.
That's the thing. My car stays the same, but then the house next to me has a Nissan GTR that's actually mine.
It's actually his.
You wouldn't realize till you saw me driving around town.
Or you go the reverse way. You don't just convince them that you didn't win the lottery. You convince them that you are running out of
I
money.
put a foreclosure notice on my house when you show up.
Yeah, and you say like,
Oh, there you
like
go.
like I had to get a second job. That's why my car's all over. Whenever I'm not here, I'm a butler at this mansion.
This mansion next door. This just sounds like a Hallmark movie.
It does. Yeah.
And,
Oh
like,
my
then
gosh, let's make a
and
Hallmark
then Trevor
movie.
falls in love
Yeah.
with the butler, and I'm like, haha, I'm not the butler. This is my real house. And you're in love with me.
Undercover boss.
Undercover butt.
Blur.
Dang, dude, that is fun, man.
All right, you know
I
what?
can't-
Let's make the noise that to end out the banter, let's make the noise that your doorbell would make.
Oh, in your rich house? Or
In your
poor
rich house.
Okay, rich house, it'd be like, dong, 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 dong. That's it.
Okay.
Because you think it was going to go, you thought I was
Go
going
ahead,
to
Hunter.
continue.
Mine would just be, Hunter, someone's at the door for you.
Oh,
I don't have a doorbell. There's
Mine would
I
actually
have
be,
a doorman.
Mine would actually
He
be,
just stands there all day and waits for someone to go up and poke his
good
belly.
evening, sir. It appears somebody is at the door for you.
Nope,
in a
your
British accent.
doorbell was already ding dong.
That's fine. No,
Mine
it's a
would
distinct
be.
dog, you know that.
Mine would be.
Imagine you walk up to someone's door and you push the doorbell and angels just start going.
Imagine you press
That's what
it.
I was going for, but what came out was.
Imagine you press the doorbell and you hear somebody screaming help. Have you seen the guy on TikTok that screams help without making any facial expressions? Like he'll just be like, "Yeah, we just bought this pie. We're totally gonna eat it," and then he just starts going, Like, I'm not going to scream, but I'll show it to you.
We'll
Sounds
check it out.
hilarious.
All right, well, we'll be back next week.
Oh, that hurts.
That's a milk.